Hey everybody, what's happening? Claudio here, and welcome back to another Tech Tuesday. This is episode 4, so I'm pretty excited. I've been able to roll these out and get them out every Tuesday so far. So knock on wood, hopefully I can continue this streak and be able to share different content with all of you out there. And again, hope you're enjoying it. So today I thought about sharing with you some tips that I use when I shoot photos with my mobile phone. So I know many of you have a mobile phone, different variations, and you probably use that everywhere you go to take pictures of your kids or when you're on vacation, share events that are happening, live stream things, or even take pictures and post them on different social media platforms. So I thought, let me kind of share with you some tips, some things that I do with my phone when I take photos, and maybe offer them up to you and see if you'll enjoy these. So what I'm going to do is share with you 5 tips. There are so many more, but these are the ones that I think these work. So let's go ahead and get rolling. And we are back. So what I'm going to talk to you about are these 5 tips, and within each tip there may be like some subset of tips. So I'll try to condense it so it's not so long. So let's go ahead, and without any further ado, let's go with number 1. For this one, I'm going to call it the portrait versus landscape tip. And here's basically what it is. For many years that mobile phones have been out, most of the folks have been taking pictures like this, holding the phone like this, taking a selfie, and then, taking a photo of your kid playing soccer, or you're at a vacation, take a picture this way, and you may have had family members say, no, do it this way, landscaping. I've been guilty of telling people, hey, make sure you do it this way. Well, really, all that, in my opinion, and this is just me speaking, you can probably kind of throw that out the door, because it doesn't really matter now, because where do we share most of our images now? I'll give you a second to think. Social media, yeah, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. That's where most of our photos are ending up now. So really, taking a photo this way or this way doesn't really matter, because those platforms have certain formats. For example, in Instagram, if you're sharing like your story, well, your photo is going to be taken like this. So think ahead of time how you're going to take that picture, where it's going to go. If you're going to put it on your story, well, then you're going to take a photo this way. If you're on Facebook and you want to share it with your grandmother who's across the country, and you want to show your kids playing soccer, well, you may take a picture like that so they can see the whole field and see the kids. So the tip right here is really to be intentional on where you're going to put that photo, and think ahead of time how you're going to take that photo. So you're going to take it this way or this way. And nowadays the apps are so smart that if you take the photo this way, it'll still shoot it in landscape mode. You could just decide within the app how you want that frame to be for that photo. So that's tip number 1. All right, so here is tip number 2, and it is composition. And so what is composition? What does that mean? Basically is how you are composing the photo. Nowadays, you're actually out there taking a picture, you're on vacation, you're at the beach, the sun is going down. Well, how do I compose that picture? How do I set it up? So think of it like this. I'm going to show you this picture. I'm going to use what's called the rule of thirds, and most of our apps have this ability to put this grid on the screen. So basically what you want to do is, if there's a person in the photo, or there's a scene like I just mentioned at the beach, the sun is going down, well, maybe you want the horizon to be on the certain line of this rule of thirds, and then maybe if you're standing on the beach, well, you want to be on those other intersecting lines. There is a science behind it. I don't want to get too bogged down with it, but basically using rule of thirds to compose your photo, it really makes the photo a lot more attractive. That's kind of what composition is. You might want to do a little Google search and get into more detail about it, but that's basically what I'm going to share with you as far as composition. So tip number 3 is perspective. Within perspective, most of the time when you're taking a photo, you're going to be taking it at your eye level. Let's say, for example, if you're teaching a group of third grade students, you want to share a photo, well, take the photo at their level. Kneel down, take a picture so that you can kind of see the world through their eyes. So you're changing the perspective. Get low to the ground, shoot from the ground up. Look up and take a picture. If you're in downtown somewhere, shoot a picture and you see the buildings at the top. This is what perspective is, really changing the viewpoints, and it really will make your photos a lot more dramatic, and I think you'll enjoy it. Tip number 4, lighting. If you're outdoors and taking some pictures, here's a tip. You do not want the sun to be behind them. Turn them around, kind of position them so that natural light hits their face. Stand under maybe some shade where they can still see some of that light and it's not as bright on their face, but you want their faces to face wherever the light source is coming from. And so when you're indoors, you may not have a lot of lighting to carry with you, but you might want to stand underneath a light fixture in a building or at home, so that way you have enough light hitting your face. That's kind of what my recommendation is for lighting. Use the natural light and use light indoors or artificial light to your advantage. And now for tip number 5, and for lack of a better term, I'm going to use the word redundancy. What I mean by redundancy here for a photo tip is take multiple shots. So I set up my phone, I'm going to take a picture, maybe a portrait of a family of my relatives, and take our picture, or you're out on vacation, anywhere. Take 10 shots of the same scene. You just never know what will happen. You might have touched your screen and you'll be out of focus for a little bit, and you take the shot, and then later on you're looking at it, oh no, I should have taken more. So that's what I mean. Take multiple shots. I do that all the time when I'm out on a photo shoot. I will take multiple shots of the same scene, just to make sure that at least one of those is nice and sharp and in focus. Those are my 5 mobile photography tips. I use these all the time, and I thought, you know what, let me share them with you. There are plenty more. My suggestion is jump on Google and do a little search, mobile photography tips, and you'll probably find a plethora of websites that will help you out. So do a little research there. Get to learn your mobile phone as well. Different apps will act differently depending on the platform. And with that, well, thank you so much for stopping by. Please hit the like button there below. If you didn't like this video, well, hopefully the next one you will. And please do subscribe, share it with your friends. And until next time, have fun shooting photos, and we'll see you soon. Peace out.